Welcome to Dominant Mets Nation and our New York Mets. Our New York Mets took game one of the playoffs from the daunted Milwaukee Brewers. Oh, the Milwaukee Brewers who had beaten the Mets so many times in the last 20 games. But you know what? Who has the two-game winning streak now? When the playoffs start, past history means nothing. Sorry, that's my dog. Hold on. Okay, I don't want to cut that out. But you know what? Our New York Mets, you know what? Take care of business. Tonight, we face Frankie Montas. Heavily beatable pitcher. Very beatable. You strike tonight. No game three. No game three. We're going to talk about how beatable Frankie Montas is in a little bit. You know what? This his video is so much to talk about. I got some comments by the Milwaukee manager. He made some nice comments about the Mets, and he made a pretty bad mistake yesterday. So look, we're gonna go over that. And the lineup. Oh my God, the lineup in the Braves game, game one, eighth inning, strikes. The lineup strikes again. Oh my God, we have such a complete lineup, and we did it in a way that honestly I wouldn't even expect, but we got the job done. All right, folks, I'm extremely excited. 13 games left to a World Series. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's a good feeling. It is a good feeling. If you can help support our channel, smash the like button. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. We have a lot of fun here. We'd love for you to join. All right. Oh my God, Mets. You know what? People are saying the Mets, something special is going on. What could that be? What could that be? Well, throughout the year, we've dealt with so much adversity. We have grown together as a unit. The Iglesias thing, Iglesias, I give so much credit to. I mean, the guy, I was reading an article. He languished in the minor leagues the last year and a half. In fact, you know what? It was so inspirational that let me just share it with you. They asked Iglesias about his treatment in major leagues, and how his journey, and he basically says, "What can I say? I don't think the game has treated me fair," Iglesias said, "but I got this opportunity. Everything that's in the past is in the past. I'm here today to help this great organization, to help this great team that we have, and I embrace it. And I take this opportunity with two hands, and I'm not going to let it go." And honestly, that philosophy, the reason why I wanted to open up with that, is spread throughout the whole roster. He is the same thing he is feeling. He is telling the young guys, you don't always get here. Mark Vientos, you take advantage of it. Francisco Lindor, he knows he's in the middle of his career. Unfortunately, he's made no World Series run. He has played in the playoffs in the past, but it is very elusive to have these opportunities. The moment is now. We could seize the moment. That game yesterday showed everybody, all of Major League Baseball, we can pitch enough. Luis Severino, even though early on he struggled with the control, getting hit early on, a couple of them are grounders. You give the top of Milwaukee their line of credit. They got some really nice players. Churio, and their guy Terang, oh, he's a nice little player. Going Oppo, those two guys at the top of the lineup. You could see where Milwaukee gets their energy, gets their excitement, gets their lineup going. You shut down the top of the lineup, the rest of the lineup is not going to flow. So that would be a strategy. Manaea tonight didn't have a great outing last time, didn't have the great control he needs. Against Milwaukee, they're going to work the count. You got to throw strikes. Go throw strikes, let him beat you. Manaea, that's what he has to do. But Severino, getting back to him, 6 strong innings, handed off to Budo for 2 innings, and then off to Ryan Static. Beautiful. Diaz gets rest. The rest of our bullpen gets rest. That was a beautiful game. I was nervous because I'm like, oh my God, Severino, I don't want to have to go to Ottavino or go to anybody in the 3rd or 4th inning. Not only would that have blown it in game one, but that would have affected our bullpen usage in game 2, game 3, and in the future. So we have a perfect opportunity to take care of business now. You have a couple days to rest for Philly. And Philly, I believe they were the number 1 seed. The number 1 seed has not fared well in this type of playoff brackets, or the number 2. I should know that. But regardless, teams that have to wait or on the delay, usually the wild card teams, they're hot. The Mets right now, let's take advantage of, we got everything going for us right now. So many things. You just go through the lineup yesterday. Discipline Pete Alonso. That was huge in the middle of the lineup. We didn't have home runs yesterday. We had to have a nice disciplined approach. Everybody going with the pitch. Mark Vientos, Jesse Winker with the, being the villain with that big triple, pulling it down the line. And I don't care what he has going with Willy Adames. I don't care. Be the damn villain for once. I'm tired of us facing the villain when we got to play Chase Utley. Finally, we got a guy who will, push the emotions of the other team, push them on edge, irk the fan base. I don't give a damn. It's effective to get in the heads of the other team. It is effective. Rhys Hoskins was always that guy. We've always had to worry about that guy. Jesse Winker, even though he's been struggling, I said it. Whoever was on our live show the night before, I said he had great numbers against Peralta. They said it on the broadcast. Everybody bragged about that. Came through in a big way, and he also irked the fan. In fact, that's a story going around Milwaukee. Villain Winker, this and that. Great, get in their heads. I don't give a damn. Whatever gets them off their game. That is beautiful. That is wonderful. Thank you, Jesse Winker. And it's this type of attitude, this type of gritty type of player that makes a difference in the postseason. And how awesome is it when they substituted Winker out to go to a veteran like JD Martinez, having that big, add-on base hit? That is beautiful. I mean, our bench is, with the addition of Acuna, Winker, Martinez, is a nice little bench. Obviously, Taylor can come off the bench, or he can be a great defensive guy in the outfield. This team is actually built very, very nicely. Going through the game, Iglesias, he looked pretty good. That nice hustle play that he dove in to first base, even though, I hear you get faster there if you don't dive. But the fact that he dived, I think it was Payapumps, or it could have been Ashby. I forgot what relief pitcher was running to first base, but it looked like he was trying to avoid Iglesias, so he missed the bag. So that slide in that time, that hustle play was extremely effective. So great hustle, and that's what Iglesias is. He's telling you this is his moment. He's going to give it all. And that is spread throughout the line. Vientos said he was nervous before the game. Didn't show. I mean, I guess it kind of showed he missed that ball in the first inning. But he came back with a vengeance, with multiple hits, RBIs. The guy looked like he belonged. And if we go, and I apologize, I'm really excited. And if you go to Pat Murphy's comment, Pat Murphy said, and he was talking about Jackson Chourio, he's so happy about how Jackson Chourio is playing because he says he sees that the kid is playing, that he knows he belongs. Jackson Chourio acknowledges that he belongs in the MLB. Same thing with Mark Vientos. You see the kid knows now that he belongs, that he's good enough, that he's productive, and he's got that confidence. And how great is that to have a solution, a young kid solution at third base? Obviously, we haven't had that since David Wright, so it's good to see that we could solidify that part of the infield. The whole left side, Lindor, Vientos, sight to see. Very nice to see. We're building. Alvarez behind the plate. Acuna, it looks like he could be a special guy. But, again, Pat Murphy, the manager of the Brewers, he made some questionable moves. He took out Freddie Peralta after, Freddie was kind of cruising. 9 straight outs. And they asked him in the postgame show, they said, why did you take out Freddie? He was doing really well. And then it seemed like Pat Murphy was, I don't know if he was confused, but he's like, oh, did he have 9 straight outs? So he starts looking at his scorecard, and he's like, oh, yeah, I guess he did. But the balls were coming off hard off the bat. But I mean, it was only one hard hit ball, so I'm lucky. I'm glad Pat Murphy made that decision. He dipped into his bullpen, who supposedly is the best bullpen in baseball. And yeah, they've been really good. They're a good fundamental team. They have a great bullpen, great defense. But you know what? Good teams like the New York Mets and MLB is going to find out. We are a very well-balanced team. We're very well-balanced. Stearns has built us into a well-balanced team where we're not reliant only on the home run like we were in the past. Like Alonso in the past, we would win games 3-2, 4-2, and we would be looking for that Alonso bomb. We could win despite that now. We could win hustle plays. We can win moving runners over, having productive outs. That is now how we can win. And having that fifth inning, that huge fifth inning when we scored those 5 runs, really kind of sealed the deal. The Milwaukee Brewers manager says you give all the credit in the world to the Mets. He goes, I respect the Mets. After all they've been through, you got to give credit to them. And, Pat Murphy saying those and acknowledging how tough the road has been for the Mets, you can't say anything that the guy's not a class act. He is 100% a class act. And great stuff. Also, Murphy credits Severino. Very gritty performance. He credits Budo and even Stanek. And I'll tell you this, Stanek is extremely excited about that because, folks, if we could somehow bottle up and, Stanek has a good month, right? And he bottles up what he had in 2022, which when he was one of the most dominant relievers in all of baseball, and we couple that with Diaz and Budo at the end of the bullpen, we transform into a more dominant elite type of bullpen. Stanek, those upper 90s, obviously Diaz upper 90s. So you got a bunch of fireballers now at the end of the bullpen. Couple that with Phil Maton, who, he's been very, very effective. And your bullpen at the end of the day doesn't look so bad. So, you push forward. We won game 1. We got to get to game 2. I'm not one of those people like, okay, we got game 3. No, you take advantage. And I'm going to tell you why. And okay, I apologize. I just realized that I misspelled Frankie Montas. I know I'm going to get comments about that. I realize it. You know what? We're going to leave everything. Frankie Montas. And I'll tell you this, Frankie Montas had a productive outing against us last time, right? But as a whole, Frankie Montas is very, very hittable this year. This regular season, he's 7-11 with a 4.84 ERA. In the last 7 games, last 7 outings, he's 1-3 with a 5.70 ERA. That's horrible. His last outing against us, he went 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. So we got a couple runs off of him. The outing before that against Arizona, 2 innings, 6 hits, 7 earned runs. The outing before that, 5.2 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs. So, Frankie Montas, he's really hit or miss. He's not a guy that I fear. He's not a guy that, I'm not afraid of at all. I mean, if you go to his baseball savant, it's very pedestrian numbers. Actually, quite frankly, all poor numbers, very poor numbers. So he's a guy that, we could really put a crooked number on. And that's what we need to do. The guy, he doesn't necessarily do everything right. He doesn't even have that great of control. So what do? A guy doesn't have great control. You make the guy throw pitches. You make the guy work. The pressure, folks, is on Milwaukee. They are facing another elimination. They got eliminated last year, I believe, by the D-backs, and they're at risk of getting eliminated now. They are in the hole 0-1. They are coming off a 2-game losing streak versus us. Let's continue to put the pressure on. Montas doesn't have elite stuff. Like I said, he hasn't been performing well. So let's put the pedal to the metal. Be patient. Don't expand the zone. Continue the same approach from yesterday. Yesterday, we went oppo a bunch of times. We took what the pitcher was giving us. We didn't try to overswing. Pete Alonso, like I mentioned before, disciplined approach. Those 3 walks, honestly, that was even though there were a lot of great things, a lot of impressive things, that was one of the more impressive things, in my opinion. And there's not much history against Montas in terms of success. I would say the most successful guy is Marte. He's 5 for 8 in his career versus Montas, so I would assume he's going to be definitely in the lineup. But you strike now. You strike now. So, that is my quick analysis of yesterday and today's game and what we need to do to advance to the Phillies. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to play the Phillies. And trust me, the Phillies don't want to play us. They don't want to play us. I made the videos a couple weeks ago how we would crush the overrated Phillies. How nice would that be if we do that in the playoffs? Okay. Well, thank you so much. Subscribe. If you're not a subscriber right now, come on, subscribe. Join us. All right. Well, thank you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Hopefully we're all excited. And again, I apologize for misspelling Mr. Frankie Montas. And last but not least, I want to say this too. I want to, send my condolences. Pete Rose, very great ball player who passed away, obviously, and that's very sad. You lose a legend like that, and we know him. He kind of struggled with the Hall of Fame thing, gambling. I know it's been a thing. That type of stuff is a conversation for another day. But we send our condolences to the family of the Rose family, and obviously all his fans, the Reds, community, and everything like that. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will speak to everyone very, very soon. Have yourself a great day.